In the spotlight tonight is Ian Copeland from Edinburgh. His specialist subject is the life and music of Cole Porter. Helena Rogers from Chesterfield, a retired school librarian. Hers is the Duke of Wellington. Jill Perry from the Wirral, a teacher, and her subject is the Babylon 5 television series. And David Bates from London, a photographer whose subject is the life and works of Ansel Adams. Hello, I'm John Humphreys and welcome to Mastermind. You'll know the rules by now, I'm sure. The contenders have only 2 minutes to tell us how much they know about their specialist subject and then another 2 minutes answering questions on general knowledge. By the end of this round, we shall know who qualifies to move through to the next round and then perhaps to the finals and the magnificent glass bowl with the even more magnificent title of Mastermind to take home. So let's have our first contender, please. And your name is?
Ian Copeland.
Your occupation?
A lecturer.
And your chosen subject?
The life and works of Cole Porter.
In 2 minutes, starting now. According to the song Anything Goes, in olden days a glimpse of what was looked on as something shocking?
Stocking.
Yes, in the Warner Brothers 1946 fictionalised biopic Night and Day, who made a cameo appearance singing her signature number, My Heart Belongs to Daddy?
Mary Martin.
She did. Who wrote, directed and appeared in Around the World in 80 Days, the show for which Porter wrote the score in 1946?
Monty Woolley.
Orson Welles. To which of the top fraternities was Porter elected in his sophomore year at Yale?
Scroll and Skull.
No, Delta Kappa Epsilon. Which dance, the inspiration behind a song title, did Porter first see performed by black Martinicans in Paris around 1925?
The Begin.
Yes. Who played Barry Nichols, the dancing partner of the girls in the film Les Girls?
Gene Kelly.
Yes. Which song dropped during the revision of Out of This World was added to the MGM film version of Kiss Me Kate?
Wunderbar.
From this moment on, while studying at Harvard School of Law, which future Secretary of State was a roommate of Porter at 404 Craigie Hall?
Dean Rusk.
Dean Acheson. Which duet between Vivienne and Guy in the show Paris was sung in the film Can-Can by François and Simone?
Pass.
Which character in Anything Goes was named after one of Porter's Yale classmates who had helped finance some of his early ventures?
Billy Crocker.
Yes. Which English aristocrat friend of Linda acted as Guy during part of the Porter's 2-month tour up the Nile in 1921?
Pass.
Which of Porter's songs from High Society received an Academy Award nomination in 1956?
True Love.
Correct. Who was the Dean of Worcester Academy, whom Cole credits with first making him realise he must match the rhythm of words with the beat of music?
Pass.
In which song did Porter lightheartedly claim alliance with the bard with such lines as, when your baby is pleading for pleasure, let us sample your measure for measure?
Brush up your Shakespeare.
It was. Porter's maternal grandfather was always known as J.O. Cole. What did the J.O. stand for?
James Orville.
James Omar. Which couple wrote the librettos for both Leave It to Me and Kiss Me Kate?
Sam and Bella Spewak.
Yes. Which customary opening night gift, I've started so I shall finish, which customary opening night gift did Cole receive from Linda for the last time after Can-Can's Broadway premiere on the 7th of May 1953?
An engraved cigarette case.
It was indeed. You had 3 passes. The Dean of the Worcester Academy, whom Cole gave that credit to, was Daniel Webster, Abercrombie. The English aristocratic friend was Lord Carnarvon. And the duet that we were looking for, sung in the film Can-Can by François and Simone, was Let's Do It. So, 3 passes. Ian Copeland, you have 9 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Helena Rogers.
Your occupation?
A retired school librarian.
And your chosen subject?
The life and career of the Duke of Wellington.
Duke of Wellington in 2 minutes, starting now. Arthur Wellesley was born a younger son of Lord Mornington in 1769 and christened in which city?
Dublin.
Yes. When Wellington married Kitty Pakenham in 1806, which of his brothers conducted the service during which Wellington whispered to him, "She has grown ugly, by Jove"?
Gerald.
Yes. Wellington became Commander-in-Chief of the British Army in 1827 on the death of which of the King's brothers?
Duke of York?
Yes. What was the name of Wellington's superior officer who remained aboard HMS Brazen while Wellington defeated Juno at Vimeiro?
Sir Hugh Dalrymple.
No, Burrard. When Queen Victoria mentioned to Wellington the problem of sparrow droppings from the trees inside the 1851 Crystal Palace Great Exhibition, what remedy did the Duke propose?
Sparrowhawks.
He
Mom.
did. Returning from India in 1805, Wellington spent a short period in which house on St Helena that 10 years later would temporarily accommodate Napoleon?
The Briars.
Yes, in 1818, Wellington accepted a position in Lord Liverpool's cabinet in which post?
Chief of the Ordnance.
Master General of the Ordnance. When the Earl of Uxbridge had his right knee smashed by a cannonball at Waterloo, he remarked to Wellington, "By God, I've lost my leg." What was Wellington's reply?
So you have, sir.
Correct. By God, sir, so you have. Wellington resigned as Prime Minister in 1830 after losing a Commons motion to set up a commission to investigate what?
Parliamentary reform.
No, the civil list. Wellington was joined in Spain by his ambassador brother Richard shortly after which of his victories in July 1809?
Talavera.
Yes, in 1829, Wellington challenged which Earl, an opponent of the Catholic Emancipation Bill, to a duel at Battersea, at which they both fired wide?
Winchelsea.
Yes, which meeting was Wellington attending on the 7th of March 1815 when he heard of Napoleon's escape from Elba?
Congress of Vienna.
Correct. When Arthur Wellesley was created a Viscount in 1809, he chose the title Wellington after the town in which county?
Shropshire.
Somerset. Under whose command did Wellington sail in 1807 to capture Copenhagen in order to prevent... I finished the question. In order to prevent the Danish fleet from falling into Napoleon's hands?
Sir Brett Spencer.
Lord Cathcart. You had no passes, Helena Rogers. You have scored 9 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Jill Perry,
Occupation?
teacher.
And your chosen subject?
Babylon 5 television series 1 and 2.
In 2 minutes, starting now. According to And the Sky Full of Stars, what is the birth date of Commander Geoffrey David Sinclair?
Pass.
Which member race of the League of Non-Aligned Worlds was notorious for dividing into 2 random factions every 5 years to battle for a new ruler?
Pass.
Which Centauri slave performed as an exotic dancer and stole the purple files from Londo despite his lavishing her with an old family heirloom?
Adira.
Yes. Which writer acted as story editor on Series 1 of Babylon 5 and became executive story editor on Series 2?
J. Michael Straczynski.
Larry de Tilo. The eye, the oldest symbol of Centauri nobility and a property of the first emperor, was initially lost at which battle?
The Battle of the Line.
Battle of Nashok. In 1994, Parliament of Dreams won an Emmy for Outstanding Individual Achievement in which category?
Science fiction.
Makeup. Which executive producer of the series starred in a cameo role as President Luis Santiago in the first episode of Series 1, Midnight on the Firing Line?
Douglas Netter.
Yes, to take his mind off the negotiations between the Narn and the Centauri, which sport was Sheridan playing at the start of Knives?
Baseball.
It was. Catherine Sakai went on a near-fatal mission to planet Sigma 957 to survey for which material used in the construction of jump gates?
Pass.
Which former member of Tangerine Dream composed the music for the soundtrack to the films and the television series?
Bill Mumy.
Christopher Frank. In Infection, the archaeologist Vance Hendricks stated he was on a dig at Ikara 7, sponsored by which company?
Pass.
When introduced to the telepath Talia Winters in A Spider in the Web, Amanda Carter stated she was a member of which committee?
Pass.
Which member of the Earth Alliance Joint Chiefs of Staff was played by Robert Foxworth?
General Haig.
Yes, nicknamed Jinxo, which construction worker who'd worked on the 4 previous Babylon stations believed he was the subject of a curse?
Pass.
In Operation Sudden Death, I've started, so I shall finish. In Operation Sudden Death, General Richard Franklin led 25,000 Groppos of which infantry division through Babylon 5 to fight a battle on the planet Akdor?
The 12th.
The, slightly out there, the 356th. You had 6 passes there. It was Thomas Jordan, who was nicknamed Jinxo. It was the Mars Colony Business Affairs Committee that introduced Talia Winters. Interplanetary Expeditions was the sponsoring company. The material they were looking for was Quantium 40. And the member race of the League of Non-Aligned Worlds was Drazi. And according to And the Sky Full of Stars, the birth date was 3rd of May, 2218. So, 6 passes. Jill Perry, you have 4 points. And our final contender, please. And your name is?
David Bache.
Occupation?
I'm a photographer.
And your chosen subject?
The life and work of Ansel Adams.
Ansel Adams, the photographer. 2 minutes starting now. Ansel Adams was born in 1902 in which street in San Francisco?
Pass.
In 1919, Adams joined the Sierra Club and became the custodian of which lodge in the Yosemite Valley?
The LeConte Memorial.
Yes. In celebration of Adams' 80th birthday, a large retrospective of his work was arranged by Mary Alinda at which Museum of Art?
The Museum of Modern Art.
Can you give me just a little bit more? Where was it?
The Museum of Art of California.
No, it was the Monterey Peninsula. What title did Adams give to his first commercial portfolio, published in 1927?
Yosemite. No, pass.
Which informal group of photographers was founded in San Francisco in 1932 by Adams, Willard Van Dyke, Edward Weston and Imogen Cunningham, among others?
F-64.
Yes. Which war relocation camp for Japanese Americans was documented by Adams in a series of photographs featured in the book Born Free and Equal?
Manzanar.
Yes. For which major exhibition of 1915 did Adams' parents buy him a year's pass so he could attend daily, aged just 13?
It was the Panama Canal World Exposition.
The Panama Pacific.
Panama
Correct.
Pacific.
Which company published the children's book entitled Michael and Anne in Yosemite Valley that Adams and his wife Virginia produced?
The Grabhorn Press.
Studio Publications. What is the title of the Adams print which sold for $71,500 in 1981, a record price for a photograph at the time?
Moonrise Hernandez.
Yes. Which fellowship did Adams initially receive in 1946, enabling him to photograph national parks and monuments in Alaska, Hawaii and other places?
The Guggenheim.
Yes. What was Adams' first camera, which he used extensively to capture nature and the world around him?
Pass.
Which company was founded by Ansel and Virginia Adams and 3 friends to publish fine photographic postcards as well as serious picture books and guidebooks?
Aperture.
5 associates. Who presented Adams with the Presidential Medal of Freedom in recognition of his work as both a photographer and conservationist?
President Carter.
Yes. In an aftershock of the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, I've started so I shall finish, what injury did Adams suffer which marked him for life?
He broke his nose.
He did indeed. You had 3 passes there. He started out, believe it or not, with a box brownie.
Oh.
Didn't we all? The title he gave to his first commercial portfolio was Parmelian Prince of the High Sierras, and he was born in Maple Street. 3 passes, a total, David Bache, of 8 points. And that brings us to the end of our first round, the specialist subject, so let's have a look at the scores. In 3rd place with 4 points is Jill Perry. 2nd place, 8 points, David Bache. Joint 1st place with 9 points are Ian Copeland and Helena Rogers. So the general knowledge round now, and if there is a tie at the end of this round, then the number of passes will be taken into account and the contender with the fewest passes will be declared the winner. If there's still a tie on points, then there'll be a 5-question playoff. So let's get on with this general knowledge round, and let me first ask Jill Perry to join us again, if she would, please. And you chose Babylon 5, which rather let you down, didn't it?
Yes. Never mind.
It's a very peculiar. I mean, never having seen the programme, I think I can understand your problem. It is all sounds a bit odd.
No, it's really good. It's got lots of themes in to do with life and death and choices and consequences.
I thought it was science fiction.
Well, you can have... There will be consequences and choices to make in the future as well as now.
So, you got 4 points with Babylon 5. Let's see how you do with general knowledge. 2 minutes, starting now. What name for a place where the very young are taught was coined by the German educationalist Friedrich Froebel?
Kindergarten.
Yes. Which multidiscipline sport became an Olympic event for the first time at Sydney in 2000?
The triathlon.
Yes. Which actress played the title role in the 1938 film Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm?
Shirley Temple.
Yes. What is the American equivalent of the British cabinet post of Foreign Secretary?
Secretary of State?
Yes. What name is given to the letters and poems supposedly written by Mary Queen of Scots to Bothwell, which are regarded as evidence of their adulterous relationships?
The Radici letters?
The Casket letters. The towns of Ilkley and Otley are at the lower end of which of the Yorkshire Dales?
Swaledale?
Wharfdale. Which newly appointed Chancellor of the Exchequer died from a heart attack at his official residence in Downing Street in July 1970?
Pass.
Which poetry-writing detective made his first appearance in Cover Her Face in 1962?
Philip Marlowe?
Adam Dalgleish. In which German city is the Cecilienhof Palace, the scene of the last Allied summit conference of World War II, held in the summer of 1945?
The Brandenburg Palace?
Potsdam. Who sculpted the statue of Nelson, which stands on top of the column in Trafalgar Square?
Landseer?
Bailey. In Greek mythology, who was the grandfather of Odysseus, renowned for his trickery and thieving?
Pass.
The 1967 painting A Bigger Splash provided the title of a film made in '74 about which English-born artist?
David Bailey?
David Hockney. Which sport has its roots in a game played on the 6th of November 1869 between Rutgers College and Princeton University?
Baseball?
American football. Which metallic element with the atomic number 48 is used with nickel in batteries and in control rods for nuclear reactors?
Pass.
It was cadmium. You had two other passes there in Greek mythology. It was Autolycus we were looking for, and it was Ian MacLeod who sadly died from that heart attack so soon after he'd become Chancellor. Jill Perry, you had 4 points. You have 8 points. And now David Bache, if you would, please. So no secret as to why you are interested in Ansel Adams. What made him a great photographer? Apart from the fact that he was not the first, of course, but pretty well...
I think he was consummately technically very proficient. He was very disciplined about his work. And I think he had a tremendous visual sensitivity, the way he looked at things. So I think that the combination of technical and artistic sensibilities was a great combination.
Well, you scored 8 points, so... let's see how you do with general knowledge, starting now. Who dedicated his first published work, the poem Venus and Adonis, to his patron, the Earl of Southampton?
Shelley?
Shakespeare. The BBC television series Bosom Pals was based on the works of which female artist famous for her paintings of well-endowed, fun-loving ladies?
Not Beryl Gray, is it? No. Pass.
The emu, the world's second largest living bird, is native to which country?
Australia.
Yes, in British butcher shops, what name is given to the inferior end of a neck of lamb?
No. Pass.
Which Canadian novelist won the 2000 Booker Prize for her novel The Blind Assassin?
Pass.
What was the name given by the GIs to the woman who broadcast propaganda from Japan to American servicemen during World War II?
I want to say Hanoi Hannah. But...
Tokyo Rose. In tennis, what name is given to a stroke made by returning the ball before it bounces?
Pass.
Which actor who lived from 1904 to 2000 was the great-nephew of the actress Ellen Terry?
Pass.
Which Welsh town was made a city in 1969 to celebrate the investiture of the Prince of Wales?
Carnarvon.
Swansea. Whose last great painting, a bar at the Folies Bergère, part of the collection of the Courtauld Institute, is now on display at Somerset House?
It's by Manet.
Manet, yes. In the television ads for Yellow Pages, which fly fisherman was portrayed by 77-year-old actor Norman Lunsden?
J.R. Hartley.
Yes. During the reign of Elizabeth I, which company was formed to compete with other European countries for the spice trade?
East India Company.
Yes. What name derived from the Hebrew for gathering is given in Israel to a collective farm or settlement?
Kibbutz.
Yes. Which film hero with an IQ of below 80 grew up in the village of Greenbow, Alabama?
Forrest Gump.
Yes. Which member of the Crow family, a notorious thief... I've started, so I shall finish. A notorious thief has black plumage and a grey nape?
Magpie.
The jackdaw.
Oh.
You were close. You had 5 passes there. The actor we were looking for was Sir John Gielgud. The tennis stroke is, of course, a volley,
Oh.
which you knew. The Canadian novelist who wrote the great novel Blind Assassin was Margaret Atwood. It is the scrag end of neck that some people say is inferior, though I think it's superior, but there we are. And you nearly got there. You said Beryl something. It was actually Beryl Cook, who paints the fat ladies. David Bates, you had 8 points. You now have 14 points. And now Ian Copeland, please. And Cole Porter is your... well, I don't know whether hero, is that right?
No, just a very, very fine man with words.
So where does he come in the pantheon of songwriters?
It depends what you want from a songwriter. If you want the words, then he must be in the top 5. And you look at some of the stuff he wrote, and it stands on its own as great songs. They're still sung. They're still parodied as well. You know, You're the Tops and whatnot. They're still parodies that are sung today.
Well, it's nice to have a passion for your chosen subject. And you got 9 points with it, as I say. Let's see how you do with general knowledge. Which tall wading birds get their distinctive pink colouring from the shellfish in their diet?
Flamingos.
Correct. In 1593, which playwright was allegedly killed in a pub brawl in Deptford after a quarrel over the bill?
Kit Marlowe.
Yes. Whose birthday is celebrated in the Stevie Wonder song Happy Birthday?
John F. Kennedy.
Martin Luther King. Named after a 19th century British physicist, what is the SI unit of thermodynamic temperature?
Kelvin.
Yes. Born in 1804, Prince Mongkut ruled which country as King Rama IV?
Hawaii.
No, Siam or Thailand. According to Alexander Pope, in an essay on criticism, who rush in where angels fear to tread?
Fools.
Yes, the major part of which island is occupied by the 4 Indonesian provinces of East, Central, South and West Kalimantan?
Sumatra.
Borneo. Which dirty eating utensil has become a generic term for a cheap cafe specialising in fried foods?
Greasy spoon.
Yes, what name is given to a triangle with 3 unequal sides?
No.
Which monarch used the pseudonym Mrs. Morley when writing to Sarah, Duchess of Marlborough?
Queen Anne.
Yes. What is the name of the carnival celebrated on Shrove Tuesday in cities such as New Orleans?
Mardi Gras.
Yes. Which city, one of the oldest in the Netherlands, was the scene of an airborne landing by American troops in 1944?
It's the Arnhem Landing Pass.
In tennis, which of his fellow Americans did Pete Sampras defeat in straight sets to win the 1999 Wimbledon Men's Singles Championship?
Agassi.
Yes. What is the name of the traditional Liverpool stew usually made with meat scraps?
Scouse.
Yes. Under what title were Evelyn Waugh's novels Men-at-Arms, Officers and Gentlemen and Unconditional Surrender published as a trilogy in 1965?
No, pass.
The waterfalls Cauldron Snout and High Force lie on which major English river?
Ooze.
River Tees. Which isotope of carbon is used in estimating the ages of organic archaeological materials such as wood?
14.
Yes. Which Italian word meaning detached is used in music to indicate a method of playing a note so... Finish the question. Of playing a note so that it is shortened and is signified by a dot, usually over the note.
Pizzicato.
Staccato. You were close. 3 passes there. The title of those novels, the trilogy, was Sword of Honour. That city where the American troops landed in 1944 was Nijmegen. And Scalene is the name given to the triangle with 3 unequal sides. So, 3 passes, you had 9 points. Ian Copeland, you now have 19 points. And now Helena Rogers, please. So, 19 points is the one to beat. And you got 9, obviously, on the Duke of Wellington, who was a remarkable soldier, but not such a remarkable Prime Minister.
Wouldn't say he's the worst, but no, he wasn't. But he did get the Catholic Emancipation Act, so...
Which was a big thing.
It was a very big thing.
What should we remember him for?
Well, probably his soldiering, his big part in the defeat of Napoleon.
Yeah, wasn't it said by some, I can't remember whom, that if it hadn't been for Wellington, we'd be speaking French today?
That might be quite a thought, yes.
Well, 9 points. As I say, you have 19 points to beat on general knowledge, starting now. Which dinosaur got its name because it had 3 horns on its face, 1 over each eye and 1 on its nose?
Triceratops?
Yes. Which track by Coldplay won the Grammy for Record of the Year in February 2004?
Pass.
First exhibited in 1888, originally edited as part of a larger work to represent Dante, by what name is the seated figure sculpted by Rodin known?
The thinker?
Yes. In which part of the body can you find 2 small sacs called the sacculae and the utricle?
Pass.
Which miser has been portrayed in films by such assorted characters as Alistair Sim, Albert Finney, Henry Winkler and Donald Duck?
Ebenezer Scrooge?
Yes. According to the Bible, in which city did Samson kill himself and 3,000 Philistines by pulling down the pillars of a house?
Gaza?
Yes. Which American state is known as the Equality State because it was the first in the world to give full voting rights to women?
California?
Wyoming. Which joint taken from the breastbone of the animal is often salted, boiled and served cold as pressed beef?
Brisket?
Yes. Which Russian nuclear submarine sank to the bottom of the Barents Sea in August 2000 with the tragic loss of all its crew?
Pass.
In Greek mythology, how are the Dioscuri, or sons of Zeus, better known?
No, pass.
In the stories by P.G. Wodehouse, what was the name of Bertie Wooster's club?
Drones?
Yes, it was. Which soccer club's official address is Bill Nicholson Way, 748 High Road, London, N17 OAP?
Pass.
Which basic foodstuff was rationed in Britain for the first time in July 1946 in the austerity period following the Second World War?
Bread?
Yes. Which ship canal running inland from the Mersey estuary was constructed between 1887 and 1894?
The Mersey Ship Canal?
The Manchester Ship Canal. What in the contest of Parliament... I've started the question, so I shall finish it. What in the context of parliamentary elections do the letters STV stand for?
No.
Single transferable vote. And the other passes you had there, that soccer club is Tottenham Hotspur. In Greek mythology, it is Castor and Polydeuces, who are the sons of Zeus. The Russian nuclear submarine that sank was the Kursk. The part of the bodies I mentioned are in your ear. The track by Coldplay that won the Grammy was Clocks. So, 6 passes, you had 9 points, you now have 16 points.
Thank you.
So at the end of the general knowledge round, end of the contest, let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 8 points is Jill Perry. 3rd place with 14 points, David Bache. In 2nd place with 16 points is Helena Rogers. In 1st place, he held his lead with 19 points, is Ian Copeland. Which means, of course, that Ian Copeland goes through to the next round and moves a step closer to becoming our Mastermind champion. Congratulations to him. Please join us next time for more Masterminds. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.
Alex Polizzi is about to get her hands dirty as a garden centre's in desperate need of some help. The Fixer is at 8 tonight here on BBC Two. And coming up, the women doing dangerous jobs and getting to grips with wartime rationing. How we won the war is next.